This is the Learn to Trade online show, where experts talk about their trading journeys and help traders make more money, unlocking the world of online Forex, crypto and industry traders. We tell it like you want to hear it. Unfiltered insights, no corners cut. Hi everybody, and welcome to this week's version of the Learn to Trade online show. That's the name of our show. You might want to remember it for a little while today. We are the Learn to Trade online show. It's great to have your company both live in the room and in the Facebook group. If you want to join our competition today, so Paul had a go last week. He was playing for $500 to beat the experts with a chase, the chasers. We chased him down and we got him in the end. So Paul is not a $500 winner, and it means the jackpot this week, jackpot's to $1,000. So somebody will get a chance to come into this webinar and to choose to trade with us or against us, and we will chase them down. If we can't chase them down, they will win $1,000. And next week, the prize will jackpot up by the number of people in the Facebook group, which is 180 at the moment. So it's $1,000 Singapore this week. It's $1,200 Singapore next week, if not hit today. If you do want to win that competition or have a chance to be the chased, you need to jump into the Facebook group so we can ask the question in there and you can answer it. And you also need to be able to click on the Zoom link that's in that Facebook group so that you can come in live and do your trade live with us. All we need from you is a direction and a product. Aussie New Zealand long, Aussie New Zealand short, gold short, whatever it is. That's all we need. There's no stop losses, no targets, just a product and a direction. We will be going through today. We'll be going through a summary of our trades. We'll be asking you the question. We'll be getting the guy, the chaser in. We'll be doing our trades to chase them. We will talk a little bit about a special chart we want to talk about. We'll be covering off our sports bets from last week and our new sports bets coming up. And at the very end, we're going to do the prize for who's going to come to IFTA with Ash, Bill and myself in a couple of weeks to go to that global trading conference and hear lots of trading stuff. We're trying to keep this nice and short and sharp. So without further ado, let's review last week's trades. Horse trade gold up about $50 at the moment. I'll show you that, guys, in a few minutes. But for now, Simon, how did your trade go last week?
Like a train wreck. Okay, so this was the trade. We looked at this high test bar here on the New Zealand Swissy. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 previous rejections of the 50-day EMA. The one thing we didn't like was the fact that we were still above the monthly pivot. And I remember saying at the end that might come back and bite us, and it sure as hell did. As you can see, it went horribly wrong. And sometimes that's what happens. And maybe I should stick to betting and give up trading. Back to you guys.
You did pretty well on the bet, didn't you, Simon? Rightio, Ash, how about your trade from last week? How'd it go?
Yeah, my trade went well last week. I just want to say, Si, I think you were a little bit unlucky last week. I don't know what happened to that Kiwi. I was watching it on Friday. It was going boom. I was like, what is going? I couldn't find any information about why. Hopefully, we'll have a chat with Paul later and see if there's some political thing going on. This was my trade. It was the Nasdaq short, and we were in around about this area here, so we can see a nice big move down. I think we're around about 600 pip move to the downside on the Nasdaq. Decent help from the Fed. The Fed came out. Hawkish pause. I don't know what hawkish pause is, but they had a hawkish pause. Everybody panicked. Everything against the dollar basically sold off, which included the Nasdaq. So had a good week last week, and not expecting quite as much volatility this week. This week's not quite as bludgeoned with news this week, but we'll see what happens. But decent one, mate, and I wouldn't be surprised if this keeps going.
Yeah, mate, it brings me on to my trade and similar type of thing. I think this may continue going, although I'm thinking maybe more of a pullback on my one. So sorry, Gary, you can't just jump in. Well done, buddy. But you can't jump in and do that. You've got to go to the Facebook group. I'll show you that in a few minutes. I'm just going to review my trade first, and we'll have a look and talk about how to do this. Guys, you must remember to jump out of the things. So last week I took cable short. The reason was, you can see here, it's not really clear to read, but the 10 and 20-year seasonality was short 5-day, 10-day, and 30 days. They remain the same, but a nice seasonal bias coming down here on the 10 and the 20-year seasonals. looking for a bit of dollar strength, and I like this little retest of the 20-day moving average and the move coming down below. Worked out pretty well. I think I'll just it worked out pretty well for the trading competition last week. Paul P was in there. Sorry,
well done, Paul P. By the way, I mean, he pulled it out in the end. I think to kind of go against the dollar, he's got a trade going. Oh no, that was with the dollar as well, actually, wasn't it in the end? But well done, bit of profit.
He's done well. So Paul P made 41.20. Well, you don't get the money, I'm afraid. You got to win the trade to get the money, and that's 500 Singapore dollars. All these trades are put on at equal size. You need to understand that if you join the competition going forward. My trade on pound, $232. So that's up about 12% for the week. That's a pretty good week. Cable short up around 12%. Simon's was the one that went down this week. He'll be back this week coming up. And as again, his was a nice big winner. The position sizing doesn't really help him in it. Rightio, we're going to get James to close those trades, and I'm going to jump into another share. And you guys should all have an opportunity to. Join us. Now, if you can you guys see the Learn to Trade Online? So here's the Facebook page. Am I in the right place, guys?
Yep.
And currently we have the IFTA competition. I'll get you guys to vote if you haven't voted. We've got 3 left live in that. We've got Inning, who's got 3 votes. That's not updated. Let me just update that. We've got Gabriel. Last time I had a look on my phone, had 6 votes. So let's have a look at this. You can see this. This post is. Here we go. Sorry for this, guys. I'm trying to keep this show pretty going along. Inning with 3 votes. We've got Gabriel with 6 votes, and we've got John with 6 votes. At the end of the show, we'll be doing our draw for that. The top 2 will go to an elimination with us. So you've got a chance to jump into this thread and to vote for some more and see if you can get them through if you want to. There's 3 left live in that competition. It'll be down to 2 and down to 1 today. If you want to win our prize today, today's prize, the $1,000 for your trade, you've got to be the first person after I finish the question to answer the question. I'm afraid, Gary, it's a good effort, but you can't do it first. So there's $1,000 up for grabs on this one. I think we're ready for the question, and the question is, what's the name of this show? The first person to put the name of this show into that Facebook page will win the chance to go for a $1,000 trade against us. So you need to be in the Learn to Trade Online show. You need to be in this thread right here. And if you're the first person to do that, you will be the person who gets the chance to, the first person after Gary. Still no comments in there. We are waiting. And while we're waiting, I'll jump out of the share. Looks like I might need to just refresh that again to get those comments up to date. This doesn't quite refresh as quick as they do on the. So Gabriel Sim is the winner. Learn to Trade Online. I'm going to take that. Learn to Trade Online. And it's got Learn to Trade Online show, but Learn to Trade Online I'm going to take. So Gabriel, I'm going to need you to come into the Zoom and be available. We're going to get your trade off you in a few minutes. I'm just going to stop my share so I can get to my notes, and I'm going to ask the guys, please, just run us through the sports bets from last week. I'm going to start. I had Australia to qualify for the Rugby World Cup semi-finals. It is alive. It is still alive. I'll point out it's still alive. They got smashed today. They are all but gone. They will need Fiji to lose one of their last 2 games for Australia to qualify. That still needs some points difference. It looks unlikely, but I am still live. I'm going to take still live. Next with this, Ash, how'd your sports bet go?
Oh, mine was a gut wrencher. So I had Bayern Munich on a handicap of -1 against Manchester United. I think they were 2-0 up, and they were schooling Man United. No problem at all. Man United got a free goal. Then Bayern Munich scored again, 3-1 up. Then Man United scored, I think, in the last 10 minutes. So it was 3-2. I was losing, and then Bayern Munich in the last 3 minutes scored 4-2. I was on my way to the bank. Then Man United got a free kick, scored it 4-3. So my team was correct. I got the right team to win. but I didn't get my -1 handicap. And it was a great game, I have to say. Brilliant game. Good viewing, but hard to take.
Simon, sports bet?
Yeah, I'm gonna show you mine because I'm gonna gloat for a bit. So mine was a treble, a Champions League treble, Real Madrid, Man City, Barcelona. The stake was 100. Okay, I got 0.6 back, but when you get winners, especially around here, you gotta flaunt them.
A win's a win, mate.
Him,
And also, you had a bit of a one as well, didn't you? Real Madrid last second of the game? I think Bellingham scored. That's sport, though, right? That's sport. That's what I think we're all going through it now.
That's the fun of the sports bet. We'll be back to do our sports bet for next week a little bit later on. We're going to invite Gabriel Sim to come on and give us his trade for this week. Gabriel, all I need from you is I'm going to ask James to bring you in. I know you're in the room. All I need from you is a product and a direction, and James will put that trade on, and then we'll go around the team and we will chase you down. Now, remember that Gabriel's playing for 1,000 Singapore dollars. If he can beat the chasers, the three of us, if he can beat the pack, then he will get 1,000 Singapore dollars. James, you ready to get Gabriel in? Looks like it. Hi, Gabriel. How you doing? And thanks for your kind comments in the Facebook, mate. It was a pleasure to do the right thing at the right time for you back in those days. Gabriel, can we get him on camera and his mic on, please? Hey, buddy, I can see you. You now should be coming through. How you going?
Okay, good.
Good, mate. Welcome. You're our first live participant in the show. Nice to see you in. We didn't get Paul on camera last week. Nice to see you. And what's more, you're a finalist to go to IFTA with Ash and myself, which will be decided in about 20 minutes. Now, what's your product you're going to trade today? What's your pair? What's your product you want?
I'm actually going for gold short.
Gold short. We're going to go gold short again. I'll tell you what, if they keep picking gold short, they're going to win it one day, right? I had a good look at gold short myself. Congratulations, Gabriel. We'll have you back on in about 10 minutes to do the IFTA, the final of the IFTA today. It looks like it may well be you and John. John's in the room as well, so we'll have you and John both on live at the end of the show to see who's going to come on to a trading event with Ash and myself. Thank you, Gabriel. We're going to let you go right now. We've got gold short, and we are going to go to Simon. Simon, what is your chase trade of the day? Gabriel is short gold. He will have started. We're going to chase him down in the Forex chase or the trading chase. What is your trade today, Simon?
I am going to short the S&P. I wouldn't normally do this, but look at that gap. We're going to close that gap at some point this week. There's a really nice level here at just around 43. That's my target. There was another reason as well, and I can't remember what it was. Obviously, it's a break of the 100, a retest. And I think the seasonals, right? The seasonals for September. If I have a quick look in here, I can see that they sell off into end of September is a sell off into October. That's another reason for the trade. And I think that wraps me up. So S&P 500 short.
S&P 500 short for Simon. Gabriel is short gold. A lot of shorts going on in this market, not surprisingly, I guess. Rightio, Ash, what do you got for us?
Oh, so I was getting a bit worried actually that somebody was going to go for a short against the yen, so the yen to be long. I like the yen at the minute. I'm really sort of when I think about I'm going to go for the euro yen. I was kind of like umming and ahhing which to go for. I'm going to go for this euro yen. I like the fact that we might just be forming a little head up here, and we might just push down to form that right shoulder. I do like the Aussie yen short as well, but really any growth against the yen I like. Potential recession concerns, that's going to drive the S&P lower for sure, and it's probably going to boost the yen up. We haven't seen the BOJ move, but we have seen the other central banks move. Now, I don't think that the BOJ will go up to meet the other central banks, but the other central banks pausing, possibly then starting to come down. They will meet in the middle by default, which should boost the value of the yen. So my trade this week, euro yen short.
We've got a euro yen short, we've got an S&P short, we've got a gold short. I wonder if I can get a short in as well. My trade next is we choose to chase down Gabriel with his gold short. He's our target for today. I am going to go with XTI or US gold short. Long. I'm going to do a long, and I'll talk a little bit more about why, but I've got a little bit of seasonal support for this. I'm going to do this both as my chart of the week and my trade for today. I'm a little bit concerned about resistance up here. We have seen the last horizontal level tested. Fine support smashed. We've seen it tested here, but I do feel this product is well due for a retracement. So I'm expecting a couple of days of retracement, but I'd like to think we could spend by next Monday, we could well be up around this horizontal level again. So I'm going to go with US oil or XTI long for my trade. We will have James add that in pretty much as we speak. Look at that. The 4 trades for today are on. Now, I'm going to talk a bit more about this chart in a few minutes. And before I do, we're going to come down in the Facebook group to the last 2 for the IFTA competition today. IFTA's amazing. We're going to have John Bollinger, Darryl Guppy, lots of great presenters there. Chance for somebody to come along and to attend that event with myself. I'm flying from New Zealand. Ash is flying from UK. So with myself and Ash, we'll do that. We'll eliminate the last one. So we're down to the final one and the winner at the end of the show today. Now, a few weeks ago when we started this show, we talked about special charts, and my special chart was uranium. And it's gone pretty well. I think it was about 4 weeks ago. I think we had uranium at about $44, $45, now at $66. So for most people, it's up about at least 20, 25, 30% in the month. Nice trade. And every now and again, each of us is going to pick out a particular chart of interest, and we're going to talk about it. Now, today, in our Chasing Gabriel down, I've picked oil, but I'm also going to talk about oil a little bit today as my chart of the week. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about why. Now, I think one of the hardest things as a trader is you've got to step out of your personal biases. And we're in a world at the moment where a lot of people have got this country is a good country and that country is a bad country. And frankly, what you think personally is up to you. What you think as a trader, you've got to step out of that. I think that around February, we'll see oil around 120, 150. And I think we'll see it there because I just don't think that Russia will be prepared to not use it in the European winter. I think they'll reduce supply. And when they reduce supply, I think we'll see oil go up very quickly. And I think they could reduce supply quite sharply. These days now, 5 of the top leading oil providers in the world are joining BRICS. It does make you wonder whether they will fight Russia on this. Quite often in the past, one country reduces, one country increases production. Crucially, US reserves are at an absolute low. They can't go any lower. So the US has to buy oil. So for mine, oil is the midterm trade for me. I think we're still 3 to 5 months away from really seeing it, but I wouldn't be surprised to see it at $100 before Christmas, 120, 150 in the few months after Christmas. So it's my trade-off. The one warning for me in this is that China has been stockpiling oil. So the US has got no oil. China's got a lot of oil. So China's driven this price up. Well, they've been getting that stockpile of oil, and they've just started backing off. They're no longer stockpiling oil. So that'll have an impact on demand. That's why I wasn't 100% sure on my trade of the week this week. I think oil might pull back a little bit this week due to that. But by Christmas and February, March, it is my chart of the week, and I expect oil to be well up from these levels at the moment. Anything to add, boys?
Do you know, Mike, but the only thing that kind of flashes for me with oil, I mean, I agree with you that Putin could pull that out the pocket, that card out the pocket. But a few weeks ago, I was talking about the G20. The tone from the G20 was nowhere near as aggressive towards Putin. And I wonder whether the pressure from the West might just start to subside a little bit, and it might actually placate him a little bit. So I think that there is a case to be made at 120, but I'm not so sure. I wonder whether we might get to around about the $100 mark and possibly either pause there or maybe even start to come down there. I'm not sure this winter will be quite as aggressively played by Putin. So I would probably go in the other direction, mate, if I'm honest.
Okay. You're still long, but you think 100's the top?
I do. I don't think oil is going to be quite as aggressive as it could be. I think you're absolutely right about it's going to be really probably to do with what Putin does during the winter. Does he pull that card again? Or was that really last year's news? And this year we might see something different. I think the tone with this conflict has changed a little bit from what I've heard, and there might just be a little bit more kind of backing off from both sides.
Rightio, let's get on to our sports bets. And first up for this week's sports bet, we have our winner from last week. Simon, what do you got for us this week? As we go to Simon, don't forget that we're going to do the Jakarta. By the way, the winner of the trade every week is going to be in a yellow shirt. The boys have got their yellow shirts. They're desperate to wear them. I won this week. I don't have a yellow shirt, so I'm in mustard. But I'll be in a yellow shirt the next time I win. I'm sure it'll be a few weeks away. Simon, what are we into today, mate?
We're back into football. We're into a Spanish La Liga midweek double. We still can't get even money. So we've got Real Madrid 2-9, even though they got beat last night by their rivals Atletico. I've still got them to bounce back on Wednesday night. So I've got Real Madrid at 2-9, Athletic Bilbao at 11-20. £100 pays 189, so 0.9 on a bet.
I still like it, Simon. I think that's a good looking bet. I like the look of that. What about you, Ash? What do you got for your sports bet?
So my sports bet this week is going to be all about Fulham versus Chelsea. Chelsea cannot hit a barn door at the minute. They can't score. Fulham are quite similar. It might just be one of those kind of typical London derbies, which ends up kind of in a bit of a draw. So I've gone for less than 2.5 goals. Just kind of effectively betting on the fact that neither of them can score, and they'll both be quite cagey. I see it as quite a cagey game as they both search for a win against their London rivals, or their local London rivals, I should say. That pays 49-50, which is just around about even money.
Like it. Betting on a couple of teams you don't support that did not play very well. Do like it. Let's. My sports bet, it's a different sport for a number of people in Singapore, I would imagine. But if you are watching, one of the things this weekend, the mighty New Zealand Warriors were eliminated from the NRL in the semi-final to the Brisbane Broncos. And I'm going to take in the NRL final this week. So that's the NRL grand final. It is the Brisbane Broncos versus the Penrith Panthers. I like the Panthers to win, but $1.65, not so sure. But I've got the first 3 tries of the match are all converted. That means that when they put the ball down over the line, that the kicker's going to kick it over the posts. Now, in the semi-finals and the finals for these two teams, they've missed one kick at goal. So Reynolds, the kicker for the Broncos, 100%. And Cleary for the Panthers has missed one kick at goal. Now, it was admittedly the first kick of a game, but chances of them scoring 3 tries in the game, pretty good. The chances of converting them all, pretty good. I think a 195 for that is pretty good. I'm going to put $50 New Zealand on that. I'm going to place it as we speak. Going to accept it, 97.50 for me. Oh, no, I'm not, because I'm not signed in. So I'll come back and do that a little bit later on. I'm sure I was signed in a little bit earlier. Rightio, so we've got our trades on for this week. Quick summary. We've got Gabriel short gold. We've got Simon short S&P.
Yep.
We've got Ash short Euro Yen.
Yep.
And we've got Paul short long. I've almost caught the short bug off you guys. We've got Paul long the US oil. Now I think all that leaves us to do is to see who is leading. Rightio. Who's going to come to IFTA with Ash and myself? Hope they're ready for a massive few days. I was looking at my flights a while ago. Super excited about this. Let's see if we can get. Let's go first of all to the competition again and just check that we still have the same people. We have the same people leading as we had previously. When we last checked, Gabriel and John were out in front. I'm going to refresh this in the background so we can go and have a look at it now. And we're going to do this. I'm going to explain. I'm going to get the two who are leading. Come on, and we will have a runoff right now. 40 comments. Let me see. We're losing someone here. We're okay. Remains the
okay.
same. So thanks, Ash. Remains the same. So we're looking for John and Gabriel to come on, please. John and Gabriel to come on, please. Can we get them on camera? While we get them on camera, I'm going to let Simon and Ash talk about markets for a few seconds while I get ready to.
Do you know what? I think maybe Gabriel, I was going to ask you, mate, if you win the trade this week, have you got anything that you'd like to buy with the money? $1,000.
Great question.
I haven't thought about it.
Start thinking.
Yeah, start thinking. You haven't got a nice treat that you've been sort of like putting off that you're thinking, actually, I could maybe go out and splash a bit of cash on that.
Yeah.
April, are you able to see your Facebook at the moment?
Yeah. Yes.
James, I'm keen to send a message to Gabriel or John directly in the Zoom. Can you set that up for me, please, or is that not possible to be done? While we wait for that, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to tell one of you whether you have the ticket or not. Now, that person is then going to say on camera, I've got the ticket or I don't have the ticket. And the other person is going to say if they are telling the truth or lying.
We've got your WhatsApp.
Second person, sorry?
Okay.
Sorry,
okay,
mate. Brilliant. I need to send John this message because I can't get this to work in Zoom. Sorry, guys. Let me just check. Can I get this to work in Zoom? Everyone, no, don't have a list. So I'm going to send John a message in WhatsApp. Then he's going to. So, John, can you see your WhatsApp?
Okay.
Now, you have a message from me, and you're going to tell Gabriel whether you have the ticket or not, and he's going to decide whether you're telling the truth or lying. If he gets it right, he can choose. Let's go you first. John, do you have the ticket, yes or no?
No.
You can bluff.
You can bluff. Now, Gabriel, John says he doesn't have the ticket. Do you want his message or not? Do you want the message I sent to him, or do you not want the message I sent to him?
This is cruel.
Point.
You've got to tell me, Gabriel, there's a message been sent to John. He says he doesn't have the ticket. Do you want that message or you don't want that message? Think it hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very hard. I'll take the message. Yeah.
You'll take the
He
message.
thinks John's bluffing. He thinks you're telling porky pies, John.
Message that I sent to John reads this: you have the ticket.
Oh,
So John was bluffing, and that ticket now goes to Gabriel Sim. Gabriel, you'll be invited to come to the IFTA conference with Ash and myself in early October. James will be in touch later tonight or tomorrow with details. We'll get you organised. The ticket, the prize includes registration at IFTA to a value of $1,500. It includes $1,000 towards your airfare, accommodation, and ground costs, and $2,500 value for spending those 3 days with Ash and myself. Should disclaim right now that Ash will be leaving at lunchtime on the last day to get back and do an event in Singapore. Rightio. Certainly, John, thank you very much for your involvement.
yeah,
Well
very
done,
good,
guys.
mate. What-
Yeah.
Could be a great week for you, Gabriel.
Congratulations on your win. Could be a big week, right? You might have $1,000 to take me and Ash out, or in Jakarta, the way it's going. If gold goes short, it's ground costs in Jakarta will be on you for the rest of us. Look, we want this show to be really, really snappy. We're at 30 minutes. We're going to keep it to sort of 15 minutes going forward. I really want to thank Gabriel for coming on and putting his trade on so we can chase him down. Simon and Ash, thanks for helping me to see if we can chase him down. John, thanks very much for supporting the IFTA competition. Like you support everything that we do. Have I missed anything, guys?
I don't believe so.
No.
Brilliant. In that case, remember, everybody, we're not here during the week this week. We're back next Monday at 6 o'clock. And until then, look after your capital, trade carefully. We'll see you next Monday and update you whether Gabriel can win the $1,000 or whether one of you could be taking on the Chasers for 1,200 Singapore dollars. Thanks, everyone. See you next week. That's a wrap for this episode of the Learn to Trade online show. Keep your charts up and your trade savvy. For more insights, subscribe and catch us next time. See you in the next episode. Stay calm and make good decisions. The Learn to Trade online show is presented for informational and entertainment purposes only. The information presented should not be construed as investment advice. Always consult a licensed professional before making investment decisions. The views and opinions expressed on the Learn to Trade online show are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect those of the show's hosts, guests and sponsors. The Learn to Trade online show, its producers, sponsors and the hosts, Paul Bottrell, Simon Williams and Ash Bill, shall not be liable for losses resulting from investment decisions based on information or viewpoints presented on the Learn to Trade online show.